Folks, Alejandro Garnacho is officially a joker. And I wish I was joking, but I'm not. Last season, Garnacho genuinely managed to become the biggest laughingstock in European football. Dude endured a complete nightmare campaign full of absolute stinkers, week after week. And honestly, every single fan base in England loved the meltdown, except for Chelsea fans, obviously. But if you thought it could get any worse, last week delivered the final nail in the coffin. Argentina released the World Cup roster and Garnacho's name was nowhere to be seen. See, for most players, a reality check like that is a massive wake-up call. You will expect them to lock in, go MIA during the off-season, and focus entirely on improving or proving everyone wrong. But not Garnacho. Instead of putting his head down, man found a way to put the spotlight right back on himself for all the wrong reasons. Because he recently went out and got a massive back tattoo of Gotham's favorite villain, the Joker. And he made sure to rub it on all our faces. Grievous mistake. And as you'll guess, football fans online have been having an absolute field day, clowning him ever since. Perfectly describes who he is on the pitch. A joker. Or this one. I'm not surprised. He is also a joker on the pitch. And hey, I get it. Sometimes guys get tattoos to cope with frustration or for different reasons. But the timing on this one couldn't be any worse. It looks less like self-expression and more like a middle finger to critics saying, screw you, my life, my rules. But here is a crazy irony. With just one goal in 24 league appearances, Garnacho did not only miss a mark at Chelsea, but he was also easily one of the biggest flops in the EPL last season. Worst year of his young career, hands down. He hasn't lived up to the hype at all, and the wildest part is it all traces back to one gigantic mistake he made last year. If you roll back the clock to 2024, Garnacho wasn't just a potential superstar. The kid was literally on top of the world. He was a Golden Boy nominee, a PFA Young Player of the Year nominee, and he won Man United's goal of the season with that insane, gravity-defying Puskas nominee against Everton. And remember, he did all of this at just 19 years old, and United fans were quickly falling in love with him. He had that raw boldness to take on defenders 1v1, incredible explosiveness, and zero fear in tight spaces. Boy was genuinely getting the young Cristiano Ronaldo shoutouts, but not until everything changed in a heartbeat. In October 2024, United fired Erik ten Hag, the manager who was Garnacho's most important mentor, after a difficult start of the campaign, and brought in Ruben Amorim. And the very first thing Amorim did was scrap Ten Hag's 4-2-3-1 for his preferred 3-4-2-1 system. And this was the exact moment the wheels started falling off for Garnacho at United. See, under Ten Hag, United lived on counter-attack football, perfect style for Garnacho, because it gave him all the freedom in the world on the wing to isolate defenders 1v1. But now with Amorim, it was a completely different ballgame. He was forced to play much further inside as a number 10 forward, and boy, he was exposed badly. Suddenly, he had no space to dribble, and he was expected to track back and press like crazy whenever the team lost the ball. And fair to say, he was not built for this because 2 months down the line, Garnacho had become a bench warmer. Worse enough, Amorim publicly called him out for his bad attitude and total lack of tactical discipline. But it was not until May 2025 when everything completely blew up. United made it to the Europa League final against Tottenham and Garnacho was benched again, only to make a 20 minutes cameo. And as we all remember, United lost this match by 1-0, but it was just right after the game that Garnacho decided he had had enough, because he openly questioned the manager's decision not to start him, and on top of that, trashed United's entire campaign, which was underwhelming to say the least. What an abomination. So furious was the manager that just after 3 days, he smoked Garnacho in front of the entire team and told him straight to his face to look for a new team. And just like that, with his future at United up in the air, teams like Bayern, Napoli, Aston Villa, and Chelsea all came calling. And this is where he made one move that is now looking dumb in the hindsight. Because not only did Garnacho refuse to listen to offers from other clubs, but he also allegedly threatened Manchester United that he will sit out the entire 2025-2026 season if they did not transfer him to Chelsea. And he won, because United eventually shipped him off to London. But at what cost? Because as we speak, his Premier League career as a Blue might honestly be over. Sounds crazy, but the Goal reports that Chelsea is already completely fed up with his shoddy performances and inconsistency, and are actively trying to offload him this summer. In fact, they are so desperate to move him that they will gladly take a loss on the 47 million euros they paid for him, if that's what it takes to get him out of the building. And right now, Italy looks like his most likely escape route, with Napoli, Juventus, AC Milan and Roma all interested to get him. See, a move to Serie A looked like a step down on paper, but if you look at the facts, this might be the ultimate lifeline to fix Garnacho's career. Just look at the blueprint of the guys who left United before. Scott McTominay left for Napoli in 2024, won Serie A Player of the Year in his first season, grabbed a league title and literally got a Ballon d'Or nomination. Marcus Rashford left in 2025 for Barcelona, completely turned his career around and played his way right into the England 2026 World Cup squad. Even Memphis Depay, who struggled under the spotlight of English football, went to France and later Barca and completely rebuilt his name. Sorry to say, if only Garnacho was keen to look at this pattern or had better people in his ear, he would have realized that the Premier League is a different beast. I mean, it's obviously the most difficult league on God's green earth. Plus, the constant media pressure and camera lights often eats the mentally weak alive. And he seems to have lost all the confidence because every little mistake he makes is dramatically getting scrutiny. And don't you buy into that tired excuse that there is something wrong at United that you often hear. Because look at the case of Luis Diaz, for example. He was a solid player at Liverpool, then moved to Bayern last summer, and suddenly, like magic, he's one of the best wingers in the world. And the wild part of this move is Bayern wanted to sign Garnacho first because he was younger and cheaper, before pivoting to Diaz after Garnacho turned them down. Maybe his case will be a little different had he joined them. But honestly, outside of just saving his career, there is an even bigger reason Garnacho needs to get out of England ASAP. The guy has somehow turned himself into the Premier League's biggest hate watch. I mean, it's getting bad. We've literally seen opposing fans as well as his own Chelsea fans booing him off the pitch at every opportunity they get. But why is this happening in the first place? The consensus among fans is that he is arrogant, Cristiano Ronaldo wannabe who acts like a superstar but hasn't earned the right to do it yet. Think about Lamine Yamal. He has exactly the same supreme ego, but the big difference is Yamal actually backs it up on the pitch. Garnacho doesn't. In fact, the disrespect towards him has gotten so bad that back in March, Everton's official TikTok account posted a straight-up compilation of Garnacho's lowlights after their 3-0 win against Chelsea. Man literally forgot how to play football. But to rub salt on the injury, even his old teammates at Man United are treating him like an enemy when they play each other. Every single player avoids him because of how he disrespected the club on his way out. No handshakes, no nothing. Very different to how former teammates behave when they meet. Sadly, Garnacho's egotistical behavior is not something that started yesterday. He had it in him before even breaking out. Former director of United's academy, Nicky Butt, has already confirmed this.
Garnacho was always a bit standoffish, a little bit like, I should be playing, I should be doing this. He had an high opinion of himself. I just thought he had an edge about him. And what happened then when he went into Man United's first team, he got above his station way too quick. The best thing for me that Man United did was sell him. His attitude for me was a disgrace when he was at Man United.
But you know what's really sadder? Garnacho is honestly super talented, but his vile personality is getting the better of him. He'll probably end up leaving England this summer, and because his ceiling is still high, he might succeed somewhere else. But as for the Premier League, the going is getting tough, but the tough is simply not going. He wanted everyone to look at his back, but right now, the joke is entirely on him. What do you guys think? Is Garnacho's career salvageable, or will it turn out to be one of the what-if stories in football? Let me know in the comments.